I have an idea.
What
What if we puff up the Cheetos? Johnson, that is disgusting. Get to work on it.
Put it in the dream ads. Put it in the dream advertisements so we can tax the people, just like Strawberry Mansion.
Every crunch is taxed now.
We must send all of the Cheez-It puffed commercials to them
Puffy
via the
cheese.
brain ray.
The brain ray.
That, I hope in the future someone can say brain ray, not ironically. It'd be great. The brain ray.
Brain ray.
I would like to send it through the brain ray.
The brain ray.
Dude, Nick,
Yes.
we watched a movie.
We did. It was grossly awesome.
Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to Better or Worse Than the Room.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Chris.
I am Nick.
And we watched
A movie
called
Redneck Zombies.
Yes.
And it was
From
It was
Troma.
a Troma. There we go. That's
It's a
what it was.
Troma film. I didn't know this was a Troma film until we turned it on because it tells you blatantly, multiple times, in fact.
Maybe
it shows an
4 or 5.
advertisement
Well,
for
shows
itself.
No. It shows. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of things that it's made.
Yeah, but before we get too deep, this is Better or Worse Than the Room.
yeah.
Me and Nick watch movies,
Hi.
and we got plenty of different ones to go through.
Lots.
And every episode we watch a new one, and we review it, and we kind of make a call. Is it better or worse than Tommy Wiseau's The Room? Arguably one of the worst movies of all time. But as we've already proven on this show, there are far worse movies.
Far worse.
Yes.
Hidden in the cloak of a lot of money.
Yes. And some of them made super cheaply, a la Coven.
Yes.
Or Strawberry Mansion.
Right.
There are some great low budget movies that like get their point across and everything. So I'm on the hunt to find both the worst and best out of this pile of absolutely random movies. But this movie, we watched Redneck Zombies. And like I said, it's a Troma film from 1986, 87, 88.
I have 88, but we saw 87 somewhere else.
Yeah, there's I don't know. There's weird stuff about
I
it.
went with 88.
I think it's 88. Everything says 88. I'm going to go with 88.
I went with 88.
4.2 stars on IMDb. So only a tiny bit higher than The Room, which is currently at 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, or whatever it is. It fluctuates, whatever it is. So technically, on an IMDb scale, better.
Yes.
I've got
scale, we'll get to later.
I've got some great information on it, written by 3 different people. We got Zoo Feet, P. Floyd Piranha, and of course, everybody's favorite, Fester Smellman. Those are the actual names of the 3 writers. I don't know if that's their real names, but that's who this is attributed to.
Yes.
Director Pericles Loons.
Pericles
Loons.
I'm Pericles Loons.
That sounds definitely like a Key and Peele. De
Pericles
Glester Hard Duncan
Loons.
Chud. Pericles Loons. Cartoons plural.
Swordless Mime Town.
Swordless Mime Town.
That's such a great one.
Yeah. Fudge.
I could talk about Fudge all day.
Ferd Mertz is one of the characters in this movie.
That was the big guy, wasn't it?
Ferd Mertz was the big guy. There is a Jethro. That's a good one.
Jethro.
I got some information for you.
Oh,
budget. Would you like to guess the budget of Redneck Zombies?
Yes, I would like to guess that it's under $1 million.
Hell yeah.
Okay, it's under 300,000.
Well under.
Oh,
keep going.
You're
getting there.
Under
You're warmer.
100,000.
Warmer.
Okay, so 9.
Can you remove 10 from that?
That would give me 10,000.
Yeah, that's the budget. That was the budget for Redneck Zombies. $10,000.
Whoa,
pretty low budget.
You know what?
Pretty low budget.
That for the amount of money for the budget they had, they didn't do a bad job.
Yeah, Strawberry Mansion 200,000. So there's your level of drastic difference.
Okay.
They did pretty well with what they had though.
Oh, absolutely.
For $10,000, they had pretty good. However, they could only afford, according to IMDb trivia, they could only afford 1 candy glass bottle for the entire production.
Was that
That's the fake glass bottle that they hit someone over the head with.
I remember the scene. Yes. I can't think of it.
They could only afford the one. So that take is a one take, Tony. That's that was they great. Took that in one take. So that was good.
That's awesome.
Also, awesome trivia that I did not know.
Yeah.
But it super interests me because I very much like shot on video style movies.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. This is one of the first, possibly the first movie to be fully recorded on videotape and then released directly to the home market.
Oh wow! So the very first straight
without
to
going
home
through
video.
Yes.
Wow.
Legitimate straight to home video.
Oh,
I don't know if
cool.
that means like without the use of theater at all.
Right.
I definitely think that for sure. Like
meaning what?
It's in the definition, straight to home. It's straight to home video.
So it didn't,
but I don't know if there was like, did it go to stores or did they sell it themselves or whatever? But either way, one of the first to go from filming on videotape to selling directly to the home market.
Making the copies and selling it directly home.
Yeah, okay. That was pretty cool. I did not know that, and now that I know that, that's pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how all that shit works, but if you were one of the first to do it, you were a pioneer.
Absolutely.
And Troma is, of course, a pioneer when it comes to fucking
gore.
Creative gore.
Yeah, and nastiness. Like
Troma is one of the nastiest.
It's amazing what they do,
film production companies. Just because of the multicolored. I even told you because I've seen Troma films. Nice. I have not seen a good chunk of them. Like I didn't see the Toxic Avenger yet. The first one I ever watched was I believe. Oh my God! What is that turkey one? Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving.
Okay, you told me about that one. That's
I think that is a Troma film.
That's right.
That's one of the first ones that I saw. And then I watched Poultrygeist, which is about a KFC that gets infected chicken that turns people into giant chicken zombies. The first scene of that movie is a teenage couple. They go to the cemetery.
Okay.
And they start making out on a blanket. And then a guy comes out of nowhere. Pun. He walks out of the darkness with a hammer in one hand, and they go, "Oh my God, what's in his hand?" And they show the hammer, and they go, "No, the other one!" Furiously masturbating, and then making wet, scorching sounds.
Okay.
While he's furiously jerking off. That is within the first 2 fucking minutes of that movie.
That is
within the first 2 minutes.
That just tells
Talk
you...
about making a statement.
I was about to say, that tells you what you're about to watch, and are you prepared?
Yes. There was also a close-up butt shot from inside the toilet of getting diarrhea at a pond.
Ew.
If you're talking about gross movies, that's the level. This is obviously one of the earlier Troma, so we're not talking about shit too much. But there is a fucking super weird, multicolored green, like sludge, organs, blood.
Oh yeah,
shitloads of blood.
Oh, very, very
body
much.
Parts. People getting cut open.
Most of that budget was on. Had to be on the gross stuff, right?
Yeah. You spent half the movie with your hands like right next to your ears.
Well,
you don't
I
like
didn't
puking.
know if they.
You didn't know?
Oh, you better call somebody.
You gotta call somebody.
The badass Billy Gunn.
The Road Dog Jesse James. I'm sorry, we've been watching wrestling.
I couldn't.
The New Age Outlaws, man. If you're not down with that, we got two words for you. You can suck it.
Suck it.
I don't. Yeah.
You can't see me.
You can't see them. The Road Dog Jesse James or Badass Billy Gunn.
Just know your role, all right?
Just know your role. All right, yeah. Can you smell?
What? Can I smell what?
What the Rock is cooking? We're off on a whole tangent now. All right, Redneck Zombies. Basic premise of the movie is pretty much directly in the name. Oh, it's not. We have to correct our title.
Oh,
we have to correct the title of the film because the film. It has like a short section in the beginning of a zombie correctly telling us, using political correctness.
Yeah,
because it's not nice to say redneck or zombies anymore.
So we got to say what, Chris?
What we actually have to call this film
instead of redneck zombies
in the perfect world.
Yes, we call it what?
This is non-living entities from areas of sparse population, predominantly in the southern United States, with a proclivity for dining upon human tissue.
Oh, okay. So in other words, redneck zombies.
Yes.
Okay. But we're not allowed to say that?
We are told at the beginning of the movie by a zombie that doesn't like being called a zombie or a redneck who has continuous blood spurting
everywhere.
Spraying from his neck. So furiously that it also comes out the opposite side of his head.
That's right.
Because it's like they have like a hose attached to him shooting out what looks like Kool-Aid. And it's got random thick spurts.
Yes. and it's running down his chest.
I can only imagine how that feels. Because he held like straight. The guy talking throughout this entire like opening like mini short or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly slushing down his shirt.
And
he's standing, so it's slushing into his pants too. So it's basically like if you were, I wish you could get like a full body shot just to watch this.
It had to feel so gross.
It probably did. But knowing that was probably just red water. Like
but still,
simple
the
as
front
that.
of your pants are getting wet now.
Yeah.
Now they get scratchy when you walk, and now you have
unsweetened Kool-Aid.
Now the tip is chafing, and you can't walk right for a day and a half. And
yeah,
you can't tell anyone why. Gonna make
I'm covered in
something.
Kool-Aid. I'm sorry. Why? I bathed in it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Shut up. I can't talk about it. NDA. Non-disclosure, man. Can't talk to you about it.
Patient-client confidentiality.
Patient-client.
Yeah.
We got the patient-client downstairs. All right, let's get into the fucking movie a little bit. Redneck Zombies' basic story is there's a bunch of campers. Campers want to go to the middle of bumfuck nowhere, of course, because they have a permit to fucking film in the forest. It's free to film in the forest. No one's around.
That's true.
They want to go to a campsite, and we have a creepy, super old guy.
That's
and by super old, he's probably in his mid-50s, with a bunch of, we can assume, 18-year-olds.
So
let's just assume that
main guide.
Yeah, like the guide man, the camp counselor.
He's
I
almost
call him
like
the camp counselor throughout the entire thing because I have no idea why this group is out there.
He's probably not your dad's age, but he's probably compared to them,
dad's age.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, like a
they're
teacher
all,
or
let's
somebody.
say, no older than 20, but definitely over
right.
18.
That's right.
And this guy is just with them. They're all also this entire group. No one seems to be having fun at all. Everyone's bickering. The main girl, there's a girl there.
Yeah, you're right.
That's like, but kind of by herself. Poofy blonde hair. Cannot remember her name. There are many characters that do not matter in this movie.
I don't even know if everyone had a name.
There was one. Her last name was Dubois. Lubois. The actress. His name is Lubois.
Lebois.
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 Chris Benoit.
Lisa Lebois.
It is, and it's Lisa Lebois.
Is it?
Lebois. Lisa Lebois. I think that's it. It might be.
It might be.
If I'm making it up, who cares? She's probably dead.
Either way,
doesn't matter.
It's an awesome thing that we just said. You can say it all day to yourself.
Yeah.
If you
So
want.
we have
Lebois.
Lebois. Pastel Lebois. Baguette. Oui, Lebois.
Just start making up.
Madame Lebois.
Dude, we've said it enough. It's become innate. It can be whatever you want.
Just shut up. Stop saying Lebois.
Lebois.
So we get old guy camp counselor. We got Lady Lebois. There is a black guy with really good hair that constantly changes throughout the film, who's a super tall, lanky man. There is a girl with him who he constantly hits on. We assume they're together. There is another girl. Can't remember her name.
The gross one. There's one that was really. I meant crass. I'm sorry.
Crass?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The blonde. The one we'll get to later that we both said, what? That one? I don't want to give anything away yet.
That's Lebois.
Oh, that's Lebois.
She's the frumpy one that's like a bitch the whole time. She's an asshole.
You're right.
She's constantly screaming at everybody over no problems. And also, this whole movie takes place over one night to the next day.
That's right.
One day,
yes.
Basically, from day to night to day.
Yeah, 24-hour period.
Everyone goes fucking insane. And all hell breaks loose for the campers. It's not the best day for them.
No.
No. It's terrible. And then we're introduced to them. There is also at the same time near this camping ground, there is a group of, you guessed it, rednecks, who you guessed it may turn into zombies because of the title of the movie. What? No,
ma'am.
You're gonna kill me, aren't you? What?
No, ma'am.
Never. We're not.
He's like, no, ma'am, we're not.
The grade A, perfect acting of the happening. So these guys, we can obviously figure for shiners, because they're looking for a still. They're looking for a new still. Because they shot holes in their last one, so they can't shine no more.
Oh, what idiots!
But luckily for them, there seems to be a man, perhaps part of the military. Perhaps part of the military, that's driving around these here woods, And he's got a big old radioactive waste bin hanging on the back of their Jeep there.
Just dangling
and unfortunately, it falls off. He hits a pothole, and it rolls off of the Jeep and down a big hill. And when he goes to retrieve it, we are met with Furt Mertz.
Oh, and what
the big hillbilly bumfuck.
What do we know about
Furt Mertz?
What do we know about the rednecks in this case? Is anywhere they're standing is my land.
And yes, that is true. Furt Mertz made that very abundantly clear.
I learned that. How
do we know it's his land?
Because I was sitting there and I
anywhere you stand
is my land.
Technically your land.
Yeah.
How do you prove otherwise? Truth, though. Let's go to. Okay, you are walking through.
Does this mean I can try to annex my neighbor's porch?
Hell yeah, dude. You're walking through like random park.
Yeah.
And then you cross over somebody's line, and they walk up to you and say, "Get the fuck off my land."
How the hell did they?
How can you prove that you're not on his land?
And also.
Hold on.
If his land is that big, how did he fucking know you were right at that point?
There is a road right there, like a little dirt track.
Okay, but so is he just wandering?
You can just assume. Probably. Maybe he was aroused by the sound of a Jeep.
The whole family is stationed acting like it's just them out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are actually thousands of clones.
And everywhere you step, it's like, I saw you earlier. It's like, oh my God.
I seen you earlier.
Each one has a different personality.
You gotta use the right syntax. I seen you.
I seen you earlier.
So military man hits pothole. Barrel goes off, rolls downhill. Yes. He goes to retrieve. Furt Mertz comes out of nowhere.
Yes. Oh.
He's the giant man of the group.
The obese one.
And he points big old gun at big military man and effectively scares military man away. And
tries to de-escalate and tell him that this is not a safe thing. I need to take this.
That is true. He does say that multiple times. It is painted yellow. Caution yellow, as they, famously call it. Caution yellow.
Oh yeah.
Biohazard symbol on it. Danger. I think it says Danger.
Yeah, it says
Danger.
Daniger.
Danger.
Maybe that's his boss.
Yeah.
Daninger.
I think they're writing Dillinger on the outside of it. Seemed pretty safe to me. I think
it's for his to shoot his Dillinger.
Some kind of floral pattern.
A pretty weird.
It's radiating quite a heat, actually.
I smell almonds.
I learned today. Here's a bit of trivia.
Oh,
I learned today
almonds?
In nuclear power, this is true. In nuclear power plants,
I don't believe you.
The fuel rods are made up of a series of pellets, radioactive pellets that are made up or consist of uranium-235. That's the type of uranium that we use in nuclear fusion and fission shit. So one pellet, one tiny little pellet of this nuclear power in this little fuel rod is the equivalent of 157 or 150 barrels of oil. I think it's 1,700 pounds of coal. And the equivalent of like 1,500 barrels of gasoline in a single pellet.
That's amazing.
That's the amount of power nuclear power has.
That's why
in
it's
a
so
teeny
scary.
tiny pellet. So in this teeny tiny pellet is put into a tube. That tube is filled with hundreds of those pellets. That tube is put into another canister filled with potentially thousands of other tubes for a single nuclear power generator.
That's amazing.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
That's knuckin' futz.
This military man was driving willy fucking nilly.
I need to say perfect
without
segue.
straps.
Of any kind, by the way.
Yeah.
A perfect segue. For if there's a nuclear power plant within the vicinity, do you want to be within the blast radius or outside of it? Do you want to become a zombie?
You will die no matter what.
Well, do you want it to be slow and prolonged and painful, or do you want to do instantaneous and vaporized?
If I can shoot webs out of my hands, I don't know.
But what if you can
we'll never know.
What if you can do that, but also your skin falls off every few hours?
I mean, it depends. Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? We don't know. We'll never know until we try.
It looks awful.
Yeah, but either way, that's the amount of power we're talking about. This is toxic waste.
So It's
so this
that
is
shit.
This is even more nuclear gross shit.
That's right.
But in like the recess, the gross, just the dross of everything.
If you've
this is
ever
the shit that we
emptied
don't
the
want.
grease,
Yes, you
it's
wouldn't.
that
You wouldn't
shit.
drink that.
Ugh.
I would.
I tried it once.
Stop destroying everything I own. But that's what this guy's got.
Okay?
He drove around the
Jeep
Jeep
over there.
without any sort of straps on this barrel to hold it down. So it falling off, all this guy's fault. However, the redneck finding it and realizing that he could totally turn it into his moonshine steel. Recipe for disaster.
Or is it?
Or cinematic gold.
See exactly. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it.
Now you're cooking with fire.
Now you're cooking with gasoline.
Now you're cooking with toxic waste.
Now you're distilling with toxic waste.
So Ferd Mertz now has he awarded himself a giant drum barrel of toxic waste, and he knows exactly what he wants to do with it, because he knows that across the ways there is a series of brothers, and their pappy.
The Who brothers, the Who family. I just have the Redneck family.
The Redneck family.
Yeah,
Ferd Mertz is not part of the Redneck family.
No,
He's like
no.
the direct competitor of. He wants to make some moonshine.
Whilst
the
does make
Redneck zombies
moonshine.
also want to make their moonshine.
Oh,
so
those moonshining idiots.
Mertz, Mr. Ferd himself, is planning on potentially selling this barrel to the Redneck family. However, he's been caught red-handed. Because out of the woodwork,
oh shit,
the Redneck family. I wish I knew what their names was. Let's call them the hackers. Let's call them the hackers for less.
Yeah,
the hackers. But like way more normal. No one's outwardly broken.
I would say they're more
this
sane.
movie. Actually, this is a good compare. Can we compare slightly?
Yes,
I'd like to compare slightly.
Go ahead.
Between the hackers and Redneck Zombies. Both movies incredibly low budget. Both movies are like the horror variety.
Yes.
Now, granted, zombies and grotesque versus serial killing rednecks.
Okay.
Can we just give it up for Redneck Zombies being like way more fulfilling sounding and acting characters?
Everything.
Than fucking hackers? Like the hackers, low budget, yes, terrible actors. Everything horrible, but they easily could have turned it around because everyone in this weren't necessarily great.
Right? No, absolutely
all of the
not.
actors, everybody in this were weird amalgams of theater kids for all the campers, and then just maybe our buddies for the rednecks.
Sure. Oh yeah,
like
Uncle John.
Yeah, like it was just like a group of friends almost,
literally.
But in the hackers, like it was just.
The three of them.
Like, no one worked well together. Every line was awkward. No line was said with confidence at all.
Yeah, I didn't like...
Like, the story didn't flow correctly. It was boring. It took forever. You could cut half the movie out. This movie, you're still intrigued by everything. Even though the campers are shitty, and later on some fun happens, but the campers are like kind of shitty to each other. And they just constantly bicker back and forth, so there's nothing really happening between them.
Right.
But at least we get some entertaining redneck zombie peoples. The Redneck family. They're entertaining to listen to. And they're also weirdly forward-thinking.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's do that.
One of the characters... So there's Pa, I know for sure.
Yes.
And then there's Billy Bob,
and then
a.k.a. Ellie Mae.
Oh, that's
because Billy Bob doesn't want to be Billy Bob no more. Billy Bob wants to be Ellie Mae.
Yes.
This movie was filmed in 1987, released either that same year or 1988.
Yes.
That is an ongoing thing right now.
Like a real thing.
35 years later.
Yes.
So that's kind of nuts. That was weird to see, but also like, oh.
Because that's not the only instance where that's the case.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple times we went, that's like, again.
Yeah, like strangely
that this
like
is accurate.
Yeah, modern sounding.
Yes.
Like you could have, if you told me that this movie was made 2 years ago.
2019.
Yeah. I would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, okay,
And then you find
I would have
out it's
accepted
not,
it.
and
I
you-
literally would have accepted it.
Me too.
Full-heartedly.
Oh, me too. 100%.
It was that weird, and none of it felt out of place either.
Right.
None of it. You know, the whole the whole Ellie Mae thing
Yeah.
was like, Pa didn't like it, but let's face
he
it.
accepted it.
If your child comes up to you and says, "I don't want to be what you named me," I could see as the redneck Pa character, the daddy-o,
Right.
living in the fucking backwoods. Yeah, you're probably gonna be going, "What the fuck? No." Or I don't care. Do what I tell you.
Exactly, and that's the route they took.
But everyone else that Ellie Mae visits call him Ellie Mae.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh,
it's like
this is like an established thing. So no one questions it. It's just like, which is funny to see.
Parent would be most likely in the case of the times.
Parent
for sure.
Shiner.
Parent Shiner.
Yeah, he's a moonshiner, dude.
Yeah,
all he
he's
gives a shit about
shiner.
is living in the
Moonshining.
backwoods, drinking, fucking. Clearly, he has
Fucking
4 kids.
What? Okay.
Fucking the pigs.
My
wife. I mean, he has a wife that we see like once or twice.
Do we?
Ma. She's holding the baby pig
that's right,
that she
yes.
scares because it squeals
yeah,
multiple times.
that's right. I
She's holding a big
remember that.
pan. I think she gets beheaded.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain she gets beheaded
Yeah.
later on in the movie. There's so much gore in this movie, dude.
So much that I
so
know.
much
Doesn't the
gore.
pig? I think the pig is beheaded.
I
know if
can't. I
my-
honestly cannot remember if the pig was beheaded. I just know there was so much gore. There was so much just lower halves of people.
Yeah. Oh,
There were like
that's
3
right.
sets of lower halves of people.
Multiple times people were ripped in half, but that's pretty.
Yeah.
That was pretty intense.
Okay,
Wait,
so
I wanted to mention something.
yes, please.
We met a guy when they were doing the still thing. They asked Paul if they could go because they heard some ringing in the distance, like a bell or something, and it was the Tobacco Man.
The Tobacco.
Do you remember the Tobacco Man?
The Tobacco Man was the best character in this whole movie.
I wrote. Tobacco guy is creepy, like The Strangers. If anyone's seen that movie,
Yeah, he's
the
Baghead.
burlap. Yes,
He's Baghead,
It's
yeah.
basically the same thing, but I noticed slowly. He sold the boys dip. He was there to sell them dip.
He's the Tobacco Man.
I always said that. Damn it,
You dumbass.
Hey, I just saw this and went, oh yeah, remind him this.
Oh
even though
yeah,
he
the
just
Tobacco
said
Man.
it.
But the Tobacco Man, no bullshit.
No,
That dude knows he's selling poison and tells it to the guys like harshly.
in a creepy manner,
Dude,
like,
yeah.
and his voice starts.
His voice is already pretty like, "Roar.
Yeah.
Do you want some dip?
But then it adds that little.
They add like a chorus effect and like some
Yes.
added reverb and weirdness to it, like the little distortion and stuff.
Yeah.
And they like slow zoom in on him as he's like, your tongue will turn to ash, your teeth will rot out of your mouth, your
But
lungs
it's also,
will break up.
it's also a foreshadow to what happens. It has to
But
be.
they all die?
Because
they
as
do?
a zombie, aren't all those things kind of the same case as well?
I mean, yeah.
So it kind of all fits.
But you're smoking it away rather than eating it. It does kind of fit, though. But he is terrifying. You know what I also learned? Tobacco Man is played by Pa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pa, not the character Pa,
Right.
but the actor
guy,
who played Pa.
Yes, he has 2 roles.
Who eventually went on to, I think, work for NASA in some capacity.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wasn't really a redneck?
There was some
Wow,
sort of
he did
like
good acting.
Emmy Award winner for NASA or something like that. I don't know what
Okay.
that means. I have no idea.
That's
I read it on
crazy.
Wikipedia. It could be false. Don't know. But that was an interesting little factoid. So the brothers bring back this entire waste thing. They show Pa. They bring it to him. I think one of the guys, Billy Bob perhaps, was lifting it and accidentally dropped it. And in dropping caused some spillage. And that spillage kind of fell into some of the food, which is gross. Ew. That's the breast cancer awareness moment. That's the breast cancer moment right there.
Yeah, you're right.
The breast cancer moment.
Breast
so when they
cancer moment,
first
yes.
bring this waste sewage drum barrel to their house, they show Pa. Billy Bob picks it up. Ellie Mae picks it up over his head and falls backwards, dropping it.
I remember
and
that.
Then
okay.
when he drops it, it hits a rock. It splashes a little bit into the food that they were cooking, like the soup, and also starts draining into the surrounding woods area right next to them.
I remember.
So that's already bad.
Yeah.
They say, I think Pa even says, I hope you didn't get some and spoil the soup.
Yeah, he does.
Something like that.
He does say that.
Never.
You're right.
Spoken of.
It never comes up again. Yeah.
Never talked about. I would have figured. I was ready. Okay, I was ready for that to potentially be the cause of the zombieisms.
Right. They would have it then
because they were eating the soup that was infected.
Did it cook off?
Whatever.
Was
infected by the
no, but it still would have done that.
Radioactive waste don't cook off.
You don't know
dude.
that. You use a
microwave. It generates
microwave.
so much heat. It's big and cool.
What if we put it in the microwave? What would happen? Would it come alive?
Well, we would double up on the radiation because microwaves is radiation.
Come alive.
Dude. Yes.
We could bear a child that way.
We're parents.
We're parents.
Sponge plus star equals clam.
I love it.
Okay.
It's good enough for me. I mean, how many diapers could he possibly have?
We keep getting off tangent. So they I guess never talking about this food thing again because I was so certain that was going to be the way.
Right.
But they're shiners, so I guess we're going to have to go that way. Right. If that was the case, why talk about the food in the beginning? Why even bother?
Yeah, that was dumb.
So they empty that whole thing and they start their whole distilling process, which is insanely fast. This is the fastest distilling process I've ever heard because from the beginning of the movie,
tube and it's done.
Hell yeah, dude!
Yeah.
From the beginning of the movie, we meet campers, and they are going to campsite. They're driving to campsite.
Yes.
So we have that. That's probably however much time in day, 2 hours, let's say, a couple hours.
Let's say
meanwhile,
and the Legion of Doom.
We get the military man. Let's get ready to rumble.
Thank you, Michael Buffer.
You're welcome. Buffer my biscuits.
Buffer biscuits.
Meanwhile, while they're driving, military man drops waste. Ferd Mertz finds it, gives it to Redneck family because he gets caught red-handed with them having it. So he blah blah blah. He gets it.
Yeah.
They bring it to camp, drop it, blah. Campers now are walking towards campsite, still bickering, still crying about everything.
Has not stopped.
Blee, 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 blee.
Blah, blah, blah.
Being annoying and shit.
Yes.
Fuck them. Let's go back to the Rednecks. We go back to the Rednecks. They have the still set up, and it's already boiling.
Fun. Yes.
By about 20 minutes later, they've already got like 20 bottles of moonshine, ecto cooler style. It's all green.
So based on what I know from the show Moonshiners, that's actually going pretty slow.
Show. There's no way that's a real show.
Well, hold on. The timing is pretty accurate.
Yeah,
they would go right here.
Dude, I've seen Delocated. You can't follow the cops and the Shiners, dude.
I know.
You can't fucking follow the cops and the Moonshiners.
That is my favorite aspect of the show. That's
exactly the same as the Amish Mafia fucking show and everything like that. Dude, reality TV shows aren't real, dude. They're not fucking real.
There's a reason that I'm
gonna get on my soapbox and scream about how reality TV shows fucking fake, dude.
That's like why Live PD only shows one side of it. It's because it's the police officer's side.
Yeah.
If you want to see the other
cops,
side, watch
for
the
sure.
news.
Live PD, they go back and forth. Sometimes it shows the cop like a shithead. But I mean,
that is true.
Live PD was live for the most part, I think. It was an entertaining show at the very least.
Yes, it's called...
But it's still reality.
It's called something now.
Super cool.
On Patrol?
Probably PoliceLiveTV.com. On Patrol.
Yeah.
On the road again.
On the road again.
Sing it with me, Shrek. I can't wait to get on the road again.
I have to tell you something. I'm sorry.
I
have to.
Okay.
I watched The Cable Guy the other night.
Nice! Matthew Broderick.
And I think...
you could bribe me into free cable?
I fell out of my chair at medieval times.
The whole Star Trek series. We're getting way off tangent, but I don't care. The Cable Guy is one of the best movies of all fucking time. Jim Carrey won. Boom. Matthew Broderick. Boom. They become best friends, but only one-sided. He fucking breaks into his house and gives him a massive stereo system, the equivalent of like $30,000.
Buddy, you better get on that horse. I don't think he's joking.
That movie is so fucking good.
Oh, man, dude. You told me about it because I kept asking about it, and then I decided to watch it, and then I noticed it was directed by Ben Stiller. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was like, and he's in it in a couple of
he has cameos.
Trial.
Yep.
Yes. I love that movie was very...
That movie's beautiful.
Oh, man.
Let's go back to a way better movie, Redneck Zombies.
Yes, please do. I'm sorry. I had to tell you, though.
So to fast forward a little bit, They make the Redneck family makes all their moonshine. It's Ecto Cooler Green, like I was saying. Oh,
yes.
burp.
That was weak.
Shut up.
It's okay. Sorry. It's because you get this lightly bubbled water. I know. I've got
water. my AHA. My LaCroix. My AHA.
It's the better brand of LaCroix.
Yeah, it's probably owned by Coke or something. No matter what, it'll kill me.
Whatever.
So they make Ecto Cooler moonshine, and they're sitting around their little sea spots. They've got like a set of logs, which look like a very comfortable spot.
Yes, it does.
And they go, well, let's celebrate.
Fact, you and I have sat on a spot just like that before.
This is true.
Yeah. Anyway,
they sit down and they're all about to crack in, but Ellie Mae wants to go fishing, and unfortunately, Pa says no. You ain't going fishing. Ugh. You got to make some deliveries.
What?
So he's in charge of bringing around a couple cases of the moonshine to the various neighbors that they constantly sell to.
Yes.
Basically spreading the radioactive goodness. Deliciousness.
Yummy.
So Ellie Mae goes off. He's going to go deliver, and hopefully he'll have enough time to fish. And the redneck dudes, the brothers and Pa, dig in. They take huge gulps of the Ecto Cooler down, immediately start coughing like nobody's business.
Like they smoked.
Yes. Like they smoked out of chimney stacks, dude. Just huffing off a muffler, dude.
Ew.
Hufflers.
Yeah.
Huffler
Huffers.
magazine.
Oh, that was close.
Would you like to buy my Huffler magazine?
Huffler is the hottest inhalants you've ever heard of.
This month has Ted Cruz.
It's the hottest inhalants ever. Exhaust is warm.
Huffer Monthly.
Huffer House.
Your favorite aromatic.
Pentuffer.
So they're all coughing up goodies. But Ellie Mae doesn't know anything about it. Unfortunately, those goodies are starting to do hectic work on their bodies.
It's like a fever
dream.
Dude,
this whole sequence, this is like the first sequence of all out, full out gore.
Disgusting.
Dude, this was awesome.
No, I know.
I want to know how they did it.
It was gross.
I'd love to know how they did it, because there is so much slime that's happening, because these guys are basically melting from the inside out, or outside in, I guess.
Yes.
Because their skin starts like getting all gross and like Vaseline covered, and then bubbling and congealing. Yeah, like you're pouring milk into liquor and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it's disgusting. Covered in fucking like globs of what looks like Hershey's syrup and lard. And fucking multicolored, just red goop and everything.
Is that when that nasty glob goes flying, like that really gross, just booger snot? Do you remember that? Oh God, do you remember that? What was that?
It was like a giant like snot. It was like a I think that was later on. It got flung from somewhere, but somebody like I don't know if it came out of their face or whatever, but it was like a huge picture silly putty or like that. The hand fart jelly.
Poos. With a P. Yeah, poos. Because it was basically queef putty.
Queef putty, yeah.
Shove your finger down there.
Nickelodeon slime. It's basically, it was Nickelodeon slime, but a little bit more gelatinous and sticky, so you could throw it. Yeah. It wasn't liquidy, and it just like flew into somebody's face. It was the most disgusting thing ever. Bleh. I think it was like a bubble or something popped.
Oh, it's so gross.
There were points. There was many vomits in this movie.
But
you tried to Google the exact moments of the vomits, and we were flabbergasted at how wrong they were.
They were going to be.
They weren't. No, there wasn't necessarily any like bad like realistic puke scenes, but there was a lot of just like shit coming out of mouth. There was the super tall skinny black kid.
Yeah,
I think he was doing the. But he had stuff in his mouth already that he like puked out and it looked white. It was gross.
That was the one that seemed the most real.
I wish I knew his name so I could look. I don't know. All the actors in this, by the way, never in anything else really. I think Le Bois. She may have been in like one or two other Troma films. Would you like to know another piece of trivia?
I do.
Pericles Loons.
Pericles Loons.
Yeah, that's Ellie Mae. Yeah. Billy Bob.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Billy Bob Ellie Mae. That is the director.
Pericles
Loons. The director of the film.
Okay.
So that's fun.
Nice.
I don't know who Zoo Feet is though.
Who's that old guy we saw in the movies in the previews before that? Was that the president of Troma?
I think that was one of the main guys behind it.
Okay.
Andy Kaufman?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Andy Kaufman. It was something Kaufman. Floyd Kaufman?
I don't know.
I'll look it up. The Troma guys had like a ton of trailers, and they like had a whole.
Okay, so that's not. Okay.
They had a. There was a preview for like, hey, we'll be at this convention thing at the beginning.
Yeah, it was.
There was
weird.
a bunch of like extra stuff at the beginning of the movie. It's from a bunch of extra stuff. But
okay, so
blah, 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 blah. They're melting like crazy. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And we cut away, and the campers have finally found their campsite. Hooray! And now from this point forward, all hell breaks loose. Yes. Oh!
Yes. I can't do it.
It's one of the best scenes in cinematic history, period. Because he's doing this. They have the song playing at the same time he's doing it. It's the most beautiful thing. Because Matthew Broderick's character is like, oh my God, this is real.
Yeah, he's going after.
It's like, how often you come here? Every Sunday.
Every week.
Every week.
Can I get a fork? Because they didn't have forks then. No. And she walks away. The waitress.
They had Pepsi. Dude,
okay. I'm sorry.
That movie's too good.
I couldn't help it.
From this point forward, this is like, that's we've entered the brilliance of this movie. So, dude, let's get into more of the goopy goriness.
Okay.
Because
like
there's a little bit of fun. No, this turns in. Speaking of drug scare films, because I have a movie that's like a compilation of many of those like weird drug movies, like Reefer Madness style, but from the 60s.
Nice.
About LSD and mushrooms and weed and stuff like that. But in the middle of this movie, there's like a perfect drug scare film. Like the absolute perfect drug scare film.
Yeah.
Because we learn, campers, they sleep through the night, while the redneck people are turning into zombies and mush. Yes. And they wake up in the morning, and unbeknownst to us at all, until far later in the movie, the tall, skinny black guy, of which I cannot remember the name of, and refuse to look up currently because I don't remember anybody's name aside from Le Bois.
Le Bois.
Le Bois.
It's the only good one.
Sadly, the only survivor.
That's right.
Shittily the only survivor, because she's the only one who complains throughout the entire movie about not being in the correct places.
Le Bleu.
She's Le Fart.
Le Fart.
A fart.
Yeah. What did we learn? That he dropped something. I believe
he dropped acid.
Oh,
he was like, "Well, we're out camping. It's a beautiful day. I thought it would be perfect time to drop the last couple tabs."
No, we didn't find this out till way later.
We didn't find this out until so far later that after some of the campers have already been eaten, two of the ladies got manched.
Yeah, one left
entirely.
And the other one after her.
Yeah, they both got completely manched. Which was didn't one of them just get left?
One of them, part of her body was there.
I think one of the girls just they like the. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie, because there was another movie I watched with campers.
She might have.
One of them, I thought they had just like left one of the friends.
Maybe
I can't remember, but two of the girls die very quickly.
Yes,
so we're already down 2 out of like the 7 campers.
Yeah,
one of them I believe was a girlfriend of the tall skinny black guy.
Yeah.
And he gets spooked. So his hair constantly changes. He goes from like a flat top to like super weird, what looks like a toupee, like I've been zapped by static electricity hair, which is very strange. They don't talk about it at all.
No,
he was wearing multiple wigs. His hair changes again a couple times too.
He's talking more like this now.
He talks like a Nickelodeon straight to TV movie.
Yes.
Like
good example.
No, cartoony. He talks like he's in a cartoon.
Yes.
I struggle to think of any like quotes that I could think of, but if you watch this movie and you think of him as a cartoon character, he is exactly a Scooby-Doo cartoon character in a way more violent setting.
Yes.
Perhaps in Velma.
I would say that's a good point. That's a good way to.
Yeah. So we're already freaking out. Even further later, they happen upon one of the bodies of a zombie, and I don't understand this move, but Lil Boy and the 55-year-old camp counselor person say, let's perform an autopsy.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. So they're in the middle of a campsite. Multiple friends are now dead. these guys have the brilliant idea of asking the black kid, of which I forget his name. Could you cut this body open? You're pre-med. But apparently he's not pre-med. He wants to be a vet, which is totally different. He's pre-vet. And they keep telling him it's the same thing. So it's right now. Throughout most of this total day, dying, yes. We did not know he's been tripping. Now it totally makes sense because originally we were like, what the fuck is wrong with this character? Right. This fucking cartoon's bonker ass weirdo.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Like moving his hands around and talking in different voices.
Yes.
And running around wide-eyed. He's the most wide-eyed dude in the entire way. Because he's on drugs.
He's
why.
On Finally, drugs. We have an answer.
Have you ever drugs before?
Drugs?
Yeah.
I ain't never drugs before.
I don't do drugs. I'm straight edge, bro.
Straight edge.
Shaka bra.
You can't see me.
You can't see me, dude. You can't see these giant X's on my hands when I walk into places of business.
I have a Pepsi tattoo on my shoulder.
I have a Pepsi tattoo on my belly button.
Instead of having one on my shoulder, they just call me Pepsi Man.
I replaced my nipples with Pepsi logos.
I don't deliver Pepsi. I don't work for them.
I will never anymore. Marry a Coke drinker. So this dude's been on acid the whole time. The camp counselor and Le Bois want him to cut open a person.
Yes.
At this point, they give him a knife. When he gets the knife, finally does he speak up and go, hey guys, I kind of have to tell you something. I've been tripping balls all day.
So does he know it's all real?
I have no idea. He may be having the best or worst trip of his life.
I would say worst.
It's all a mental thing, man.
You don't know. Zombies?
He's probably tripping balls. We know he's tripping balls because during this entire autopsy thing, we get some of the craziest visuals. Like, he cuts open from belly button to sternum this corpse, of which we don't know. I don't know who it is. No idea who it is. Or
what it is.
I don't know. But he starts just digging in and pulling stuff out. And I think this was genius. I do like this very much. Where they went back and forth with him just talking nonsense. He's talking nonsense the whole time.
Yes.
But he's pulling out body parts and he's like, what? What is this? What's this doing in here? And then they show a POV of him and he's holding a shoe.
Yeah.
But then they show the POV of Le Bois and the 55-year-old camp counselor and he's holding like a kidney and just shaking it violently in his hand.
That was great.
He's like, why is this in here? There's only one of these? Throws dumb. He just throws it. He picks up another organ and he's like, ooh, look at this. I'm gonna save this one for later, and then just puts like a small organ in his shirt
like he thought it was shrimp or something.
Yeah, I think he thought it was shrimp or like a small toy or something.
Something like that.
He was pulling out like rope.
Yes, like a magician.
Yeah, just random toys and a flashlight. I think just pulling out random things while these two other the camp counselor and Le Bois look on in utter horror. As
that would be,
they gave a knife to a dude tripping balls and told him to cut someone open. What is wrong with you?
Chris, I think we should have known something was wrong because when they first come upon the first time they find a body, it's only the lower half.
Yeah.
And
Le Bois screams bloody murder.
I know. I wrote this down. Whoa. No question of what did this to her? No
100% you're correct.
Anything?
You are right.
No one questioned
You are
anything.
totally right. You are totally right.
Huh. We got to get out of here. What?
What happened to him?
Why is she in half?
Yeah. They don't leave.
Yeah,
why don't they leave?
They pray over the body or something.
Why doesn't anyone leave? Can we answer that age-old question?
They're dropping off.
Can you not read your own handwriting?
No, this is a different.
No, this is totally legible. I promise.
No, it's a different part. I think.
Okay, can we talk about how why no camp group ever leave?
No, sorry. Right after that, you meet Freelance Butcher.
Oh yes, Freelance Butcher.
And you go in there with the chickens on the TV and the girl. Oh,
dude,
God.
that was an awesome sub movie right there.
Oh yeah.
So during all this is happening, Ellie Mae is she's making drop-offs.
Drop-offs.
There's one lady who has a baby and she feeds moonshine to the baby. So the baby's infected.
That's right.
He drops off some food at like one of their local like fisherman spots. But the best one that Ellie Mae drops off is he walks into a house and it is covered in blood. There is a woman
tied up,
duct tape mouth. There is an absolutely crazed person who kind of looks like Gibby from the Butthole Surfers.
With huge eyes.
Massive eyes, fucked up teeth, just staring
real
hard.
Who's screaming and looks like she's been crying for hours.
Yeah. Running mascara. And then meanwhile, there's a guy who's got a butcher's apron on.
Blood.
Oh, dude. Drenched, head to toe, like he was dunked in it, like he swims in a pool.
Like he takes showers.
Super, super nonchalant of, let me go get your money. Stay right there.
And the other guy's watching chickens on the TV being slaughtered whatever's happening.
Yeah, one of them there was a TV on that was just like a never-ending conveyor belt of chicks getting sorted.
Yes, and obviously
none of them outright killed or anything, but it was just them getting sorted, so it was ominous.
You could hear what was what they were saying. It was like, oh.
Yeah, and then the butcher comes back out and he goes, "Here's your money.
Yeah,
thanks for the stuff."
And then Ellie Mae goes,
"Have a nice day."
And the girl's obviously crying for help under there.
Yeah, screaming as loud as she can.
Yes.
Dude, it was awesome.
It was insane. It was so uncomfortable.
It was super well done because it was incredibly uncomfortable.
Yes. It was
because I was
oh my God.
What is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? Especially me coming off of, I recently watched that documentary, Black Metal Veins.
You told me that,
Fucked. It's all fucked, dude. That movie is...
It's all pee?
It's all pee, dude.
Oh.
It's all pee. Dude, that movie is horrifying. That movie is a 10 out of 10 on the...
Was that the one you said
will
that...
feel so incredibly bad as a human being, so depressed. It was the worst thing. So seeing that scene was like flashbacks. I got PTSD, dude. I was like...
So inside you're...
No! Turn it off! Please!
Okay, so you were having...
Dude, there were guns flashing, dude.
So you were doing...
I was going through trauma response. Cat, stop attacking me. Ow. You have nails. Yeah, I was going through trauma response, dude.
The same thing that happens when I think someone's gonna throw up. You were going through, because you watched something. But
I watched a fucking shockumentary that's like one of the most horrifying things that I ever bought. I had to buy it from Germany. It's bad, dude.
Film?
No, I don't know. I can't prove.
Let's say
it's
no,
not good.
Just to make us both feel better.
Yeah, for full context, it's a documentary about heroin abuse, and it's super
you were telling me
personal.
Like
they show people do it, and it's not great. It's a downfall of human society. It's really bad.
It's the dark side.
Yeah, if you want to get real sad one day, watch Black Metal Veins. But that scene was just like, wow. It was definitely the best filmed, like, suspenseful scene.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Aside from everybody else getting absolutely torn to shreds and getting eaten and stuff. Dude, I can't get over the gore of Troma films. They're awesome.
It's amazing.
They're always great.
How low budget it is, too.
Yeah, for 10 grand. For 10 grand, they got all that done. Because they had to pay for
everything else, too.
They had to buy a barrel. They had to paint it.
They had to pay people.
They had to...
They had to go to a butcher shop. They have to do this. It's time, editing.
Yeah.
All this other stuff they have to pay for. But they with what they have, they were able to make such good...
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Awfully disgusting. Somebody has to have weird dreams, okay? There's no way.
Or a very imaginative comic book idea for movies.
Okay, that's
because
fair.
It is super comic book.
That's true.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, dude. A lot of random comic books start off with nothing but toxic sludge. Toxic Avenger. One of Troma's biggest things is a janitor who falls into toxic waste and becomes a superhero monster thing.
Isn't there a whole Family Guy
There's like
arc
5
like that
of them.
Too?
Yeah, probably.
The Hulk.
There's most comic books are almost every superhero. The Joker,
Spider-Man,
Go Web Go, Fly,
Tally ho.
But long and the short of it is the movie goes from kill to kill to kill, blood to blood to blood, and the only getaway is Le Bois. I can't even remember. Blood. I'm Garth Marenghi, horror writer. Producer.
Sometimes it's really easy to.
I forgot the whole overarching thing of this.
Which thing?
The whole overarching this whole movie is actually a flashback. Do you remember?
Yeah, yes, from the very beginning of what happened.
So, because of the beginning of this tape that I have... Oh, we didn't even read the tape!
Oh!
Fuck it. It's Redneck Zombies. You're not missing anything.
We've told you pretty much everything.
I apologize. That's the first time we haven't read the tape. I'm stupid.
It's because usually it's out and we forgot to put...
Yeah, well, let me get it. It's right here.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, God, where is it? Oh, God, it's gone!
Or do you have it
Oh,
over
my
here?
God! Hold on.
Oh, my God!
I rearranged... yet again, I rearranged my entire shelf. This is the collector's edition, by the way.
Chris,
Redneck Zombies, the director's cut.
I'll help you.
A backwoods bloodbath that'll tickle your funny bone, then rip it out.
Ow.
It was Lloyd Kaufman and Michael
Lloyd
Hertz.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Real quick, let me read the back of the box. Super fast. Backwoods hicks mistake barrels of toxic waste for moonshine and become tobacco-chewing, gut-stomping cannibal kinfolk from hell. The goriest laugh riot ever produced. Redneck Zombies is an unforgettable onslaught of dismemberment and cannibalism, now restored to its full glory in an exclusive director's cut.
That sounds disgusting.
So,
Director's cut?
Yeah, dude. It also had a bunch of like extra stuff in the front of this tape. It had a bunch of
Yes, it did.
Trailers for Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD.
That one looked pretty great.
Funny. But there was some other stuff. So I was confused as to when the movie was actually going to start because everything was troma related.
That's right.
And it was just trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer, and then all of a sudden it starts. But I didn't know. I was ready for like another ad because it starts off with a couple of people in a psych ward.
Yeah, because the movie started 15 minutes in.
Yeah, it started like a full 15 minutes into the tape.
Yes, I wrote that down. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 different ads.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Including an advertisement for just the trailer's VHS tape that you could order from them.
If pollution grows, kids won't.
That's true. Oh my God, I forgot about that entire like interpretive dance number at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, but overarching in the beginning we enter into psych ward. Yes. And it kind of zooms into a couple of the cells, and there are some people that we don't know who they are.
Right.
But in one of the cells, the main focus of this one is Le Bois. She gets away because she has Le Bois. Yes. She runs, even though she should have died many times because she gets grabbed and kicks him off every fucking time.
And someone we haven't spoke about also survives. That's whose head we go toward.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
The greatest character of the whole time.
In the whole movie, we have forgotten about somehow.
Drinking Man.
Yes. Every single scene you see him come into at
Nick, how did we forget about Drinking Man?
Single point. This man pulls out another bottle.
He's just he's a 5'5.5" tall baby.
It's hilarious.
He's got the face of the Teletubby baby son.
He does.
Except he has a mop top and a mustache. He's in full round, denim.
He's slightly
He's
rounded.
pretty rotund.
Yeah.
And he's always got some sort of hard liquor in a plastic bottle
that he drinks
and
out
every
of.
time they show him, every single
one of them,
every single time, he's always taking a swig. He doesn't say a word in the movie.
It's awesome.
And
he shows up a lot.
One word.
By the way, he starts off further away from everyone and slowly in the scenes is closer up drinking. I don't know if you noticed that.
That is true. And at the end when he's like running away from things, every time they show him, he's like looks and then takes a massive swig from whatever he's got. And it's always changing too.
The bottle
is changing. The color of the liquid inside the bottle is constantly changing from dark to light liquid.
Yes.
Always.
It is awesome. And he always seems to function okay.
Yeah, and he's totally fine. He's basically a high-functioning alcoholic. Somehow. Never speaks a word. Awesome.
Great character.
And then he gets attacked late at the movie, and we think he's dead. But then all the way at the end, after Le Bois gets away, we go back to that psych ward. I finally remember where we are. They zoom in on Le Bois. And then they also pan to the side, and in another cell is Drinking Man. So he is alive.
Wasn't he the one who they lit the cigarette for at the beginning? I'm pretty sure. No?
He was not the cigarette man. Because there was a guy in the beginning who was given cigarettes and constantly poking himself with it. I think he was just that was just a
you're right. That was
random
a
side character
okay,
just for the opening of the movie.
At that point, I thought maybe they were the one in the. I got it.
They may have panned over drinking
true.
guy, but I don't remember.
That could be. Who knows?
But he lived. Yeah.
Yay! So he can drink more. Woo!
Drinking man.
If he didn't die from that, he'll die from kidney failure or liver failure,
sclerosis of the liver.
Whatever.
It'll turn into scales.
Yummy.
Delicious.
Wait, scales? That'll make it stronger.
It'll become a fish.
Oh.
It'll harden and crystallize like
Yuck.
deliciousness. Like Tuesdays at Maury.
Have you ever poked a hardened liver? Neither have I.
Do you want to?
Maybe. It'd be kind of cool if a doctor said
I can arrange it.
Okay.
Just let one dry. You can get.
I've never been able to ride in a gourmet truck.
Gourmet truck. You ever been to a gourmet truck? It's my first time in a gourmet truck. That video is so stupid. Johnny Pemberton, the gourmet truck.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, well that's it for Redneck Zombies.
Yes, it is. So how do you rate that movie, Chris? Is it better or worse than The Room?
Better. I think it's better. Okay. I think it's better than The Room. I think it's better for a few reasons. One, gore. I think gore is fucking awesome. Yeah, and it's not stupid gore. It's grotesque, over the top gore, and it's done with that purpose in mind.
It's warranted. Yeah, it's warranted every time.
You know exactly what you're getting into.
Yeah,
you already know the beats.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get murder. You're gonna get rednecks. You're gonna get zombies. It's all there. It's wrapped up in one beautiful little package.
Yes.
You could show this to somebody and be like, this is exactly what you think it is.
Yeah,
if you put the box of The Room in front of somebody and go, this is exactly what you'll think it is. No fucking way. Because they're going to constantly go, what the fuck?
The whole movie.
What?
Yeah.
This one, at least you can understand from beginning to end.
Yes.
Not that The Room does not have a plot, because it does.
Right.
But it's less easy to follow character development and what characters want. Like, you never know what Lisa wants. Because she's constantly flip-flopping like a bitch.
Well, first she loves Johnny, then she doesn't love Johnny.
Between Mark and Johnny, what the fuck's going on there, because eventually they just blow up at each other at the party.
Yeah.
Like, seemingly out of nowhere, just, don't touch me, motherfucker. Maybe I know more than you think. And then they just...
Great movie, though.
It's just instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
I have breast cancer.
Oh, and then, okay, so
you'll be fine, Mom. Mm-hmm. I'll show them. I'll record everything.
And you get to watch them put together, just hook up a cassette player.
For like a minute and a half. Man, I would love more minute and a half long nothing scenes. When you get to hear
3 people order coffee before Tommy Lee Show.
Yeah.
Okay, we understood that was
Johnny,
going on.
You gonna come out of the bathroom? In a minute, bitch. Beautiful.
I'm out of here.
There's good stuff in here. There's great stuff in here. There's not a lot of, like, memorable quotes. Not like The Room. The Room, really. I think, surpasses in that aspect. Oh, yeah. But I think as a fun, serial gore, gross, redneck zombie, disgusting movie, I think it's better. I would rate it a solid 6.
Nice.
Out of 10. Where if The Room is a 5, this is a 6. It is not, oh my god, holy amazing better, but it is definitely better.
Yes, and it's this one you can put on like a Halloween party.
Yeah.
And it would be let's be fair. Accepted.
We do say that about just about every horror film that we watch.
Shut up.
But I mean, every horror film is good to play at a Halloween party. I'm saying this is if you want to have a gross out party.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to be like,
if you
let's watch some gross shit.
Called mukbang. You put this
if you're ready for fucking Johnny Avocado and your mukbang shit, ate like 400 McDoubles or something.
What?
And then puke all over yourself. This is for the strong stomached Halloween party.
Yes.
You do have to be a little strong stomached because some of it's fucking gross.
Yeah, some like the booger that flies. That's gross.
The giant booger, the melting people, the constant puke, or dribbling from mouth of gross liquids. If you're not into that, like this could queeze you out.
Yeah.
This is not the horror film to show to absolutely everybody.
Right.
But it is fun, especially it's Troma. You understand exactly what you're getting into if you know the Troma name. That's what basically
that's what was brought up in the podcast.
I can't give Troma a bad score.
That's what was brought up in the podcast was Troma films.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, yeah, he's probably got a bunch of these, blah, 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 whatever the plot line was. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I was going to say on that scale, I would probably go with a 6 as well. I would give it that because because of the
specifically,
gore. Specifically, mainly in conclusion, therefore, whenceforth,
Herefore art thou.
Yeah, here.
He, she, we, wumbo. The gore.
407 years ago, gore.
I haven't fourscored in 7 years, dude.
I'm sorry.
Sucks.
I'm so sorry.
I just can't find 4 other people. Sucks.
You got 5 fingers and Pamela Henderson.
And a death punch. That sucks.
Dad metal.
Dude, the gore is great.
Yes.
The gore is fucking.
It is so good that
choice.
that's why it outranks The Room for me.
Yeah.
Is the gore.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful movie.
It is.
A beautiful mind.
Yes.
Wow. It sucks that they didn't really do much. Like, Pericles Lunes did a couple more things in other movies of Troma. He did more like random makeup and effects and random things like that.
So he helped out more often.
Almost none of the other actors did anything else after this.
So maybe they were just like...
I don't know what really happened to everybody.
Huh.
I wish there were more Troma stuff.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, still a good movie.
Yes.
Still a great movie. I enjoyed it. Man, the back. Look at that. The back of the box is so jellified.
Yeah, it's
so
gross.
Jelly grossness.
It looks like a picnic.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a great movie. I'm happy with it.
Yes.
But that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sticking it out with us and listening. If you like this, we've got plenty more episodes.
We do.
Subscribe if you feel.
Big old backlog of videos.
Yeah, with more coming. We also do video game stuff if that's your dandy. Struggle Through Gaming. We'll probably link it down below.
Yes, I like that.
What's next? What is the next
movie? Tell me what the next movie
that
is.
we're going to be watching next time.
We were talking about one.
Give you a nice little, for grand old episode 20, a movie called Reel. R-E-E-L from 2015. Reel.
Oh, I think I heard of it. Have I heard of that?
Literally don't know. I can't really find much information about it.
Probably not the one I heard of.
Probably super low budget. Probably self-released. I found it on eBay.
Awesome.
eBay has many weird movies. So I don't even think it has a barcode. So I legitimately think it might be like super homegrown or whatever.
Okay.
But
I like that.
Hopefully that's good.
Yeah.
Please keep an eye out. And we will see you, hear you. We will hear you in the next one. We'll see you in the furthest of the future before us presently.
We are in love with you.
I am in lesbians with you.
Scissoring to the bank. I don't know.